Aishwarya is 23 and an MSc in Sociology from the University of Oxford in UK. As an undergraduate student at MOP Vaishnav College, pursuing a BA in Sociology between 2008 and 2011, she undertook the socio-economic study of auto drivers here in Chennai. The thesis work took her to the slums of the city, and she had the chance to interact with drivers, trade union leaders, government employees including the police, family members of auto drivers, TASMAC store owners, and the commuters as well. Today, the organization she runs as CEO and co-founder, Auto Raja Mobility Solutions, is an extension of her undergraduate thesis. The funda is to streamline the unorganized sector of autos, make drivers professional, improve their standards of living, and ultimately provide a hassle-free ride to commuters in India and beyond, while increasing the reliance on modes of public transportation. Auto Raja, the for-profit social enterprise she runs with her co-founder Anubhav Agrawal, is a bootstrapped organization which in a span of less than 10 months has earned 2 awards, including a grant from Shell Foundation and one from TiE in Bangalore. At present, they are planning on launching an all-woman auto fleet christened Auto Rani very soon. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Aishwarya Raman.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to tell you the story of Auto Raja. India, interestingly, has 75% of the auto rickshaw population, and as many as 23 crore trips get made by auto drivers every day. And this is the field that my co-founder Anubhav and I are working in. How many of you have traveled in autos in Chennai? And with a thumbs up or a thumbs down, can you tell me how you would rate your auto rickshaw experience? Okay, I see many thumbs down and 1 thumbs up. So, as you all know, the auto driver scene, the auto rickshaw scene in Chennai is not very hopeful. You've got, continuous bargaining with auto drivers. Their performance, their behavior is not all that great. And that is the problem that my whole team is trying to address. Chennai, interestingly, has 1 lakh auto drivers catering to 15 lakh daily commuters. With such huge numbers involved, you would think that somebody in this whole ecosystem is happy, but that is not the case. As a customer, you already know what your problem is. I mean, what the kind of problem we are facing with the auto driver is. We find that with the drivers, we always bargain. The drivers, unruly behavior, their rash driving is not something that we can appreciate at any level. The drivers on their part are unhappy. By virtue of belonging to the unorganized sector, a lot of them do not have social and economic security. This means they don't have pension, they don't have medical insurances, and those are the kind of social economic challenges, those are the kind of social economic problems that our organization is trying to address. So the idea came to us way back in February 2012. The idea came particularly to Anubhav, who is the co-founder of Auto Raja, and that's when we hit our first roadblock. Chennai has had autos since 1960, but can you believe that the first time anybody thought about having an auto rickshaw fare was only in 96? The first fare revision happened only in 98. After that, we've had a long hiatus of no standardization, no regularization of fares, no regulation of service at all. And in 2012-2013, we also saw an opportunity. We saw that the civil society had woken up. There were campaigns run by leading English media. There was the Bring Back Autometer campaign, which we participated in too. So this was the time that we thought was good for a call auto service in the city, good for, an organization to set up its store in the city. And that's how we launched Auto Raja in 2013, April. We are essentially a call auto rickshaw service. We are providing what is called a fleet-based solution. What we do is that we get drivers to go on meter. We send them to your doorstep, just like a call taxi. We, of course, ensure safety and reliability, quality of service, simply because the drivers are well trained by us. Now, where do we make money? The customer and the driver pays us a little bit of, the fare. There's a commission that the driver pays which is the membership fee. The customer pays us a service charge, and we're also trying to place advertisements in autos. So this is our business model. Now, how does the driver benefit? As I mentioned earlier, all these drivers belong to, say, live in the slums and slum rehabilitation centers of the city. They do not really have access to institutional credit. This means they can't walk up to a bank and say, hey, I need 1,70,000 to buy an auto, would you lend me money? This is not going to happen. So what we do is that we take the drivers to banks, get them loans. So the driver need no longer go to a private money lender, a money shark, a loan shark. So the driver is happy because he has institutional credit. We also run health checkups for drivers, so the driver is healthy. The driver, in fact, uses our coupons to go to private hospitals and get a discounted treatment. The driver and his family gets good education from us. Children are provided free tuitions. There's also, male and female drivers who are being taught English through our organization. We also do a little bit of non-traditional employment development for women. So women, instead of learning knitting, in fact, through us, learn computers, and they're placed in good companies. Of course, we largely benefit the society as well, because there is, traffic that we can regulate, that we can even map through our call auto service. How are we doing all of this, and what is our journey? So we began our journey as recently as 2010. As part of my undergraduate thesis in Chennai, I went to the slums in the city to study the lives of auto drivers. There is one area nearby in Thorepakam called Kannagi Nagar. There are as many as 15,000 families residing there. 80% and more of them have their livelihoods depending on just auto rickshaw driving. So we went to such an area, interviewed auto drivers, interviewed trade unionists. We spoke to even TASMAC store owners to find out how many of these auto drivers were alcoholics. That was the study in 2010-2011 period. Following that, it was around the same time that our co-founder Anubhav was sitting in the audience. Yes. So Anubhav, he was with McKinsey. He comes from Madhya Pradesh, so there was every opportunity for the auto driver to fleece such a person, because he has no knowledge of Tamil. He constantly had to bargain with auto drivers. He was trying his best not to hit any auto driver in that altercation that he would have on a daily basis. That's when he had an idea. He looked around and saw that more than 1 lakh auto drivers were not complying to any given norm. How is that even possible? That was the question. So he dug deep into the roots of the whole problem and realized that there was a systemic issue that needed to be addressed. And what kind of a systemic issue are we talking about? We're talking about a government that has not revised rates, that has not fixed auto rickshaw rates in over a decade. We're talking about a huge auto driver union which doesn't care about economics of operating an auto. His point was, his question in his head was, how can we bring in technology, because he's a software engineer, so how can we bring in technology and use technology to address the problem of the commuter and address the problems of the drivers? So those were his thoughts. He began researching, and he found me on Google. I had published my article online, so during his Google's research, he found my profile online, and I'm still referred to by his friends as Google se Mili Bandi. We've not known each other before that, and we decided to use LinkedIn as the Bharat matrimony of the entrepreneur world. The two of us came together, and in less than 6 months' time, we decided we wanted to start an organization. We went to IIT Madras. So we didn't really have an office for several months. We were at CCDs just outside IIT, and we began thinking of a name for the organization. This was in January, February period of 2012. After several email conversations between the two of the founders and with many experts in the city, in the country, in the world, we finally arrived on the name Auto Raja. And we also met with international organizations, many of whom are researching in the auto space, many of whom are researching in the transportation mobility solution space. We conducted surveys. We also began looking for our ideal and first Auto Raja. We spoke to many in the city, but nobody wanted to join us. You would wonder why. You know, the driver is clearly benefiting. I'm offering, so I was the one person in the team that could speak Tamil, so I would go to a driver and tell him, Anna, you will get medical insurance from us. Your children's education is being sponsored by us. Would you want to be part of our call auto service? And the drivers would say no. We were baffled. We said, you know, you're going to increase the business that you're generating through autos. Why is it that you don't want to become an auto driver, a call auto driver? The driver said, today I'm charging 25 rupees a kilometer, and you want me to charge 12 rupees a kilometer. That's half the rate that I'm charging today. How am I to benefit from it? So that's when we realized that the drivers had no idea how an auto rickshaw formula was being set, the fare formula was being set. So we had to educate a lot of people. So between March and April 2012, we managed to, March and April 2013, we spoke to over 100 drivers trying to convince them to join our call auto service. We had spoken to international economists, we had found out what was the ideal rate for the city of Chennai, and yet there were drivers who did not understand economics at all. Despite that, we thought, okay, now that one-on-one conversations with auto drivers is not helping, why don't we throw, a party for them in one of the slum rehabilitation centers? So we informed all stakeholders involved. We approached families. We told the family members. We told mechanics. We informed everybody. We told them we were going to do an Auto Raja party in Kannagi Nagar, which is off Thorepakam. And the only ones to turn up were drivers' children. Yeah, so those were the only kids, those were the only faces we saw one whole day. 8 hours of working out of a slum, and the only set of people we met was the children of drivers. We didn't give up hope. We thought, okay, this is one day spent getting entertained by the children of drivers. We saw that most of them were supremely talented. The sad thing was they did not have anybody to help them channelize their energy. And we also learned from the children that we couldn't give up. This was our second attempt at holding a meeting, but nobody was turning up, and we still couldn't give up because this was the first sign. There were children who were reciprocating to our message. So we wanted to target them. And in less than a week, through one of these kids, we had found our first auto driver. So one of the children from the previous slide, this person, this gentleman here, his name's Selvam, his children had attended our gathering, and they were the ones who took the message back home. Selvam was one of ourselves, began bringing in their friends and family. We had brothers of different drivers participating in this whole process of earning more trips, earning the goodwill of the society. We also built a recruitment team in that process, and this is the best thing that's happened to our organization, which is constantly striving to be social in its true sense. Many of us find transgender women on the streets, and we always wonder, why is it that they're not placed in companies? Why is it that they're not, educated? Why are they still begging and into flesh trade? And we met this amazing transgender woman, the lady on the left. Her name is Shweta, and she is a double master's degree holder. Can you believe that? She holds 2 master's degrees. And she is part of our team. So she forms the recruitment team at Auto Raja. Now we've got company when we go to the streets and we talk to drivers, and we've got transgender women refining the lives of auto drivers. And it's not the other way around. So you've got a sexual minority group working with us in the mainstream, and that's possibly the best thing that's happened to Auto Raja. This again, let me go back to the previous slide. This again was not something that we had planned. So that's something that, I've learned myself, that you don't need to plan everything. We had the dream of starting a call auto service because the commuters were suffering, and in turn, today we are touching the lives of so many people around us, including transgenders, including auto drivers, their wives, their children, and so many people more. We handpicked drivers with a difference. This gentleman here is Kesavan. He writes a message in Tamil on the hood of his auto every day, and this is a health message that he passes on to the city. And he changes it every day too. We are also building a fleet of all women auto drivers, which is christened Auto Rani. Pretty soon we are hoping that we will hit colleges, so both men, women, and transgenders are finding this a very convenient way of transport. So, of course, this is to make public spaces more women-friendly, more gender-sensitive. That is what we are heading towards. Like I mentioned, our drivers come with a lot of talents, and this is not something that Auto Raja is consciously trying to teach drivers, but you just look around, you talk to auto drivers, you find such gems in that community. We've got drivers who speak more than 3 languages on an average. This is simply because they've been interacting with so many commuters on the road every day for the last 20-25 years. We've got one driver, as I mentioned, who speaks 7 languages, including a few words in French and Portuguese. We've got drivers who are writing their stories today. They've acted in 7, 8 different Tamil movies. You've got drivers who are running orphanages. You've got a driver who places a can of drinking water in his auto. He changes this can every few hours and gives away free drinking water. I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but this college doesn't give me, I see bottled water around, but there's no, water fountains. So this driver is in fact doing this on the road. He's got like free drinking water for everybody. So that's something that's truly amazing. We learn from them every day. We also adopt families. So we deal with, gender sensitization programs for the auto drivers. We teach them what it means to save. We train the drivers to be professional. This is from one of our training sessions. We also help drivers become owners of autos. We don't believe that the drivers need to be drivers throughout their lives. They can begin owning assets. We partner with social organizations so that we can do a lot more things that our organization, as a 10-month-old organization, is not able to do today ourselves. And that's when we also hit our second set of roadblocks, which is, despite having 66% of our commuters as repeating customers, we still don't have a proper technology to do all of this. In fact, we've got 2 amazing people from SSN helping us build our in-house technology. And I think Abhinandan is here, who's... So this is something, we weren't planning ourselves, but, as a logistics technology company, we do need a lot of technology to help us push our drivers in the right direction every day. The flip side of this, challenge that we are facing as a very small organization is also that, I was earlier speaking to one of your professors here, and he mentioned the regulations that the government's brought about. After decades of autos not going by the meter, the government, because of pressures from different stakeholders, decided to change rates in Chennai. So from the 2000 rates, we were moving to 2013, 2014 rates. And that's when the government decided to invite all the stakeholders, consumer groups, trade unions, the auto drivers themselves, and people like us, Auto Raja, which were, interested in bringing about a change in the entire ecosystem. So we had 4 to 5 months on August 25, we had 4 to 5 months of data with us where we had significantly improved the lives of auto drivers by giving them extra trips. We had also shown 66% of repeating customers. We had shown 100% satisfaction from the customer side as regards the fare, at least. So we proposed the rate of 12 rupees a kilometer to the government of Tamil Nadu, the transport minister, the transport commissioner, and everybody else involved. And on August 25, which was one of the flip side days of Auto Raja, we saw that our rate was unanimously accepted, and the city's autos that run at 12 rupees a kilometer are all Auto Raja's rates. So this was one of the success points, one of the milestones that Auto Raja achieved in the last 10 months, less than 10 months. And you also get to meet amazing people. As entrepreneurs in the social yet for-profit space, you get to interact with the likes of Harish Hande, who is a 2-time Max Essay Award winner. He runs his own social enterprise, and he's a huge role model to others, so he's mentoring us. So we've got such people who, who help you throughout the journey, who take you through right from the beginning of being this lean startup to the kind of corporate that you would want to see, envisage for you to be sometime, 10 years down the line or something. And of course, the media is, covering you favorably. We've got people from Hyderabad and Visakhapatnam and Bangalore who are calling us so we can start this venture there, because everybody recognizes that auto driver problem is something that needs to be addressed immediately. We were dubbed champions of change by the Times of India earlier. And the last part is when I have to tell you that this is not possible if just Anubhav had the idea and he roped in Aishwarya and there were 2 of us going around the city doing this. It would not have been possible. Without the help of these amazing social partner organization of ours, our office space is sponsored by the All India Bank Officers Association. We've got retired bankers who today are mentors of Auto Rajas and Auto Ranis. We realized that auto drivers do not have good role models in life, and we need to teach them what it means to save money. And we've got amazing bankers who are teaching the drivers to do the very same thing. We've got the transport department backing us, because we're running the whole Auto Rani program through them. We've got Association for Non-Traditional Employment for Women, where we are trying to teach women computers, optometry, home nursing, and a lot more. It's not going to be far off. I'm hoping that when auto rickshaws can also play a crucial role in healthcare, in microfinance too. We're thinking right now, we're speaking about clean and green autos, so it shouldn't be far away that we introduce all those in Chennai as well. How do we want to grow? We are talking about 1 lakh autos just in Chennai, and we've got around 1,050 drivers profiled. We've got 200 of them on call every single day with Auto Raja. We've got these drivers supporting 6-member families, and these are the number of lives that we are touching in just one small city, in a country that has millions of autos, in a country where 23 crore people use autos every day. We want to think big. We are already dreaming big. We can't wait to stabilize our operations here and take it to other cities. So by 2018, we hope to have impacted 1,28,000 lives just in Chennai. So this is the vision that we have for ourselves, for Auto Raja, a community, and Auto Raja, which is dealing with a community which is largely ostracized, which is largely ignored. And finally, we are still a team of only 4 people who are trying to do this in Chennai. We would welcome a lot of you students working with us at any time. If you want to intern part-time, full-time, anything, do write to us at autoraja.org. Thank you.